Mongols, the most fearsome warriors in history.
The Mongols, the most fearsome warriors in history. The Mongols were not merely a nomadic tribe wandering across the windswept steppes of Central Asia. They were one of the most transformative forces in human history. In less than a century, they forged the largest contiguous land empire the world has ever known. From the shores of the Pacific Ocean to the heart of Eastern Europe, Mongol horsemen reshaped politics, warfare, trade, and culture on a global scale. This documentary explores the rise of the Mongols, their extraordinary military system, their devastating campaigns across Asia and Europe, and the complex legacy they left behind. This is the story of survival, strategy, destruction, and transformation. This is the story of the Mongols. Life on the Mongol steppe. To understand the Mongols, one must first understand the land that shaped them. The Central Asian steppe is a vast, unforgiving environment marked by extreme temperatures, scarce water, and endless grasslands. Survival here demanded adaptability, resilience, and cooperation. Mongol families lived in portable felt tents known as yurts, allowing them to move quickly with the seasons. Their economy depended almost entirely on livestock: horses, sheep, goats, camels, and cattle. Horses were especially vital, providing transportation, food, clothing, and military power. A Mongol without a horse was powerless. From early childhood, Mongols were trained to ride and shoot with deadly accuracy. Children learned to hunt before they could read the sky for weather changes. This harsh upbringing produced people who were physically tough, mentally disciplined, and perfectly adapted for mobile warfare. The early struggles of Temujin. The man who would become Genghis Khan was born around 1162 and named Temujin. His early life was marked by hardship and betrayal. After his father was poisoned by rival tribes, Temujin's family was abandoned by their clan and left to starve. Temujin experienced captivity, humiliation, and constant danger. These experiences shaped his worldview. He learned that loyalty was rare, power was earned, and unity was essential for survival. Unlike traditional tribal leaders, Temujin believed leadership should be based on merit rather than noble birth. Through alliances, marriages, and decisive battles, Temujin gradually united the Mongol tribes. In 1206, he was proclaimed Genghis Khan, ruler of all, marking the birth of the Mongol Empire. The Mongol military system. The Mongol army was a revolutionary force. Organized under a strict decimal system, soldiers were grouped into units of tens, hundreds, thousands, and tens of thousands. Discipline was absolute, and disobedience was punished severely. Every Mongol soldier was a highly skilled horse archer. They carried multiple bows, quivers of arrows, and could shoot accurately at full gallop. Their mobility allowed them to strike quickly, retreat, and strike again before enemies could react. The Mongols perfected psychological warfare. They spread terror by destroying cities that resisted while offering mercy to those who surrendered. Fake retreats lured enemies into traps, while spies gathered intelligence long before battles began. Communication across vast distances was maintained through a relay system of messengers known as the yam. This allowed orders, intelligence, and supplies to move faster than any other empire of the time. The first great conquests. Genghis Khan began his expansion by attacking neighboring tribes and kingdoms. Northern China was among his earliest major targets. The Jin Dynasty, protected by fortified cities and massive walls, initially believed the nomads posed little threat. They were wrong. The Mongols adapted quickly to siege warfare, employing captured engineers and learning new technologies. City after city fell as Mongol forces demonstrated both patience and brutality. The conquest of Central Asia followed. After a diplomatic mission to the Khwarezmian Empire was brutally murdered, Genghis Khan launched a campaign of total war. Cities like Bukhara and Samarkand were devastated, and the region was brought under Mongol control. The Mongols and the Islamic world, one of the most dramatic chapters in Mongol history, was their encounter with the Islamic world. Initially viewed as barbaric invaders, the Mongols inflicted immense destruction across Persia and Mesopotamia. In 1258, Hulagu Khan led the assault on Baghdad, the center of the Abbasid Caliphate. The city fell after a brief siege. Libraries, mosques, and palaces were destroyed, and centuries of accumulated knowledge were lost. Mongol invasions of Europe. The Mongol advance into Europe shocked the medieval world. Armies in Poland and Hungary were crushed with terrifying efficiency. European knights, accustomed to slow and rigid warfare, were helpless against fast-moving Mongol cavalry. Reports described the Mongols as demons or agents of the apocalypse. Panic spread across the continent as kingdoms prepared for invasion. Kublai Khan and the Yuan Dynasty. After Genghis Khan's death, his empire was divided among his sons and grandsons. One of the most significant successors was Kublai Khan. In 1271, he established the Yuan Dynasty in China. Kublai Khan embraced Chinese administration while maintaining Mongol authority. He promoted trade, improved infrastructure, and welcomed foreign visitors, including the famous Venetian traveler Marco Polo. Decline of the Mongol Empire. Despite their success, the Mongol Empire eventually began to fragment. Internal conflicts, succession disputes, and cultural differences weakened central authority. By the late 14th century, most Mongol states had either collapsed or transformed into new political entities. The legacy of the Mongols. The Mongols are often remembered for their brutality, but their legacy is far more complex. They reshaped warfare, promoted trade, and connected distant civilizations. They helped transmit technologies such as gunpowder, printing, and navigation techniques. Their empire facilitated cultural exchange on an unprecedented scale. They were conquerors and destroyers, but also builders and connectors of civilizations. Their story remains one of the most powerful and unforgettable chapters in human history. The Mongols did not merely conquer the world, they changed it forever.